Welcome back to another video, everyone. So I've been working on this tool now for about a month or two. And the reason that I created it, I didn't create it to sell it or make money or get people to try it or none of that. I just wanted something for me to stay organized. And it started out as a CRM. And as you can see, it's no longer a CRM. It turned into an AI business bot, whatever you want to call it. It turned into a lot more. And the reason it turned into a lot more is because when you're building a business, there's many things you go through, whether it's from content, whether it's from profits, whether it's from outreach, website audit, keyword planning, ads, everything. There's all these different things. And a lot of us are solopreneurs where we're just by ourselves managing everything. And I don't have a huge team, so I wanted something that I could just log into, have one dashboard, one screen, and pretty much do everything within one application. And everything is interconnected. So that's what I created. And I'm just jump right in and just show you how it works. And yeah, so you see, this is the dashboard. This is total businesses. What a business is, it's basically someone that I want to pitch. So let's say if I sell shea butter, right? I sell shea butter. I want to reach out to businesses in my city and see if I can put my butter in their store. So what I would do is I would use my tool to find the businesses, put them in my pipeline, and reach out to them. And as you can see, it shows how many you have, how many you contacted, pending deals, closed deal, emails read, status, all that. And then this is just a dashboard, and pretty much gives you a snapshot of what you've been doing. This is similar to the report page. Yeah, and that's pretty much a dashboard, just basically your snapshot. And then now we have the reports page. The reports page is similar to the dashboard, but it's completely different. So you can see we have leads contacted, leads interested, deals closed, not a fit, pitches sent, with people with emails, people with social media. And then, so basically each of these is broken down into the business and the status of the business and where you're at and what they have. So if this was full, you could click on it and it will show all the businesses underneath that have that pretty much have that. And then that's how you would basically sort out who you want to work with or who need to get at and reach faster. And under here we have influencers. So we also have an influencers section where you can add social media influencers and use that as a CRM. And it's pretty much the same as above, where you have total influencers you contacted, in talks, active collabs. And also plan on adding another section where it's custom, to where pretty much you could add any data point that you want, and we could do it custom. And this one's AI, where it just analyzes everything that you have. You can identify opportunities, find bottlenecks, and create an action plan. So when you click on it, what the AI will do, it'll look at everything, create an action plan based on the data you have. These are your upcoming tasks. You could create tasks in this tool too. This is financial report. So I have a thing basically where it's reports or financial reports. So let's say if you want to sell something to someone and you're selling it at a 25% markup, you would calculate that, and then it does it automatically, and it would be saved inside of here. You would see it inside of here basically. So imagine I'm selling something $10 wholesale and it costs me $5 to make. I would calculate that and then put it in this, it will automatically go here. And this is pretty much the reports page. And the reports page, I don't want it too complicated. I just want to keep it straightforward and just have another snapshot similar to the dashboard. So you could kind of use both of them together, and they're pretty much the same thing. This is the businesses page. Right now, there are no businesses. These categories are just kind of templates. Pretty soon, we're going to add more categories and change that up. And then your businesses will show once you have businesses. So you can add a business manually, type in the business name, contact name, email, all that stuff. You could do a bulk upload. You could add a CSV file, Excel file for all the businesses. Let's see, you can add sample data. So it has 6 businesses now added. See, so now these are the 6 businesses I just added. Okay. So actually, let's just go right into it then. So now you could basically sort it. You could sort it by status. You could do priority. You could pretty much sort however you want. You could change it to a grid, change it to a list. You go by location, map view, all that. So now each business has a card, and pretty much you could go in here and add whatever you need. So let's just give you an example. The name, the contact person. This might be correct, but this is just sample data, as you can see. But this is what it will look like when it's done. Address, website, and you can fill that in, and sometimes the AI could pull that from the prospector, which is another page. You add the social media, Facebook, all that, Twitter. You could go to the status. You could change that to contacted. You got a follow-up date. You can add notes. Right, so let's save that. Okay, so this is AI pitch generator. So right here, you could just create a pitch. So imagine you want to reach out to 30 businesses. In each business, you want a unique pitch. You just click on here, hit generate pitch. Bam, pitch done. Right, done. And so, when you do the pitch, it's pulling data from your products. If you own a business, you're going to add a product to the business settings, which is down below here, right here. And then once you add that, it'll pull from here and create the pitch based on the product that you have, which is another cool feature. You can see your history right here. So let's save it. Now there's your history. Bam. You can generate an image. Okay, that part's not working right now. Probably going to have to work on that. Let's try it again. Okay, so I need to fix that part. So the ideal for this was basically it would say your name plus the business name, and it would generate a picture for that. And then you could save the image too. And then here we have AI video, where you could create a video with basically your information plus the business information. We'll come back to that. And then we have other AI tools. You can analyze the lead. It says 10 out of 100, and that's based on different data points of your business and pretty much what they sell. So this one says it's 10 out of 100, which is pretty bad. You can generate recommended products. So the two products we have is shea butter hand cream, lavender, and honey, which makes sense because when you have two, you could do suggest follow-up. You can do collaborative posts. And then what you could do actually, so this analyze, so say you get an email from the business or a social media message, you just post it in here, paste it, push analyze. And then it'll tell you how its opinion about it. So all these features pretty much are not necessarily something that you have to have, but if you have them all in one place and you can use everything in one place and it's all connected, why not? So we have the analyze lead, the recommended products, follow-up generator, collaborative post generator, response analyzer, and all those are within one section. We have the AI video generator. Actually, we could just use it now. So let's say it's Bliss Market. So the first thing it does, it creates the prompt, which is very important. Creates a detailed prompt. So currently you have to paste a key, but eventually you don't have to once we start charging for it. So currently it's free, and you just put your key in, hit generate video. And the prompt is pretty good. It's not a bad prompt at all. It knows exactly what it's prompting for. And then the whole point of it is creating a video that basically helps create the synergy between you and the company. And eventually I'm going to have a feature to where you can add 2 images and it'll use those images in the video. So right now it's creating the video. And then as you can see, it takes about anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes, which is not too bad. So we're still on the business card page. So it's a lot of features. I mean, there's a lot to go through. Now that I'm recording this video and actually going through each step, I didn't realize how much features that I put in this tool.
Get your hands on the creamiest butter, only on Bliss Marketplace. Get your
Sample video done, fast, easy, good prompt. Because who's going to type a prompt out like this? I know I'm not for a fact. So the fact that it does it that quick and it makes the video, that's pretty cool. You can save it to the lead. All right, now let's go back to the business. So view details. So we pretty much covered everything. You pretty much store all their data, everything you can find about them. Most of it's going to be automatically populated if you use our prospector, or if you got good information already and upload your own information. That's another easy way. But yeah, that's pretty much everything within the business side, just for that business you're reaching out to, just for people you want to reach out to, business you want to reach out to. It's all within right here. And then create the image, which you don't necessarily need an image, but just a cool feature to have. Okay, so now this is another tool. This tool is called the AI Prospector. What this tool does is you type in the business type and the city, and it's going to pull a listing of. All right, so now we typed in gift shops. This is a list of businesses that popped up within New York. 20 businesses. We could load more. And the cool part is it tells you why it would be a fit for your business based on what you enter about your business. Okay, so let's try. Okay, let's try gift shop Chicago, and then find business again. We also have another feature pretty soon where you're going to be able to sort by reviews. So you're going to see each section pulled, and you're going to be able to sort it by the amount of reviews they have. That's coming soon. It used to be here, but I need to add a couple things in. Yeah, that'll be there. So it just shows the business name, why you would be a fit. Without the reviews, I mean, it does kind of make it pointless because you want to sort by the highest reviews, which is an important factor. But once that's done, overall, I think that'll make a big difference. But yeah, so let's just try it. So hit select all. Add them. Now we just added 20 businesses to our business list. Right there. So now we can see we have a total of 26 now, which is pretty cool. See how I added all of them to our report? Same with the dashboard. Now you see that's different. Okay, so that's AI Prospector page, where basically you just type in a business type, location, put your API key in. If you don't have an API key, we'll offer free tokens for people just to test it out. So that's pretty much your AI auto prospector. Next, we're going to look at the planner. The planner is where you could basically create tasks. So you can even do it with AI. You could say, contact all business in my database by next week. That's it. So I'm going to let the AI create the task. Now, so we don't have to worry about that. Title, description. We can make it high priority. We can select the business if we wanted to, but technically there's none. September 15th. Bam, that's a task with a high level, part of our task. We could go to calendar view. It shows right here on our calendar. So it's just pretty cool. And then we could sort by priorities. And eventually there's going to be more sorting features, but right now we just kept it simple. So it's not a full-blown CRM, but it's just something simple just to kind of help you keep you focused. And we're also going to add different types of display features for this page too. It won't just be cards. It'll be pretty much like a typical CRM, and we're going to add a few of those features. Right now it's just calendar and list view for now. And you can get a summary. So what the summary tells you about, so imagine you have 30 different tasks. When you press get summary, it'll give you a detailed analysis of everything you have to do. numbers, data, and all that, and tell you how you're doing and give you some ideas, some potential goals, and kind of just help you think through it. But we just have one, so it's kind of hard to pull data on just one thing. But yeah, so task for the day. Wait for that to load. And pretty soon too, we're also going to add a feature to where it'll let you choose the summary length. You could choose long, short, and all that. But right now it's just basic. So you said you need to contact all businesses. We already know that. So it's telling us to contact the most important or profitable business first, which is actually not bad information. And you can see it's pretty straightforward. So this is our planner page. So the more I explain the tool, you can kind of see how each tool is almost a tool in itself. So basically all I did was just merge different tools and put them in one platform and then connect the data within all the tools. So this is our planner tool, our CRM tool within the tool. Chatbot. This is our very basic chatbot, but it's going to get a lot better. So what this does is you can ask it questions about your data. You can ask it about upcoming events. You can ask about upcoming tasks. You can ask it about your total people you reached out to. Basically, any question you have about the data that you can see, you could question it, which is pretty cool. It's almost like Amazon or just Google. Sometimes when you go on these other platforms, there's always an AI pops up to let you analyze your data. It's pretty much the same as that. So whatever question you have about your data, you can pretty much get it from here. Let's try it out. Let's see. What should I do? Basic, simple. I'm not saying much. Who knows what's going to say? Honestly, it could say something stupid. But let's see. Based on your leads, you should prioritize contacting Amy's Hallmark shop. It's funny that it said that because it's just telling you to contact that specific person. But I mean, as you can see, it's cool because it knows the data, which is pretty cool because it knows information and it's getting you real information back on what you already have. So it's telling you about high priority tasks. It's telling you you have to do the thing on the 15th. See? So it does know that. I forgot about this. So that's pretty cool. Wow. You can save it right there. Okay, so you can put a title. New chat. So save that. Okay. Oh, actually, before we go to the outbox, we need to go back to the business page. Let's make sure I went over something. Let's see. Okay, we covered it. I thought I missed something. Okay, so chatbot page, we cover that. Outbox. So this feature is a work in progress. My eventual plan for it to just be so another feature that we don't have yet is I want to be able to send mass emails from this platform. Once you gather all the emails, gather all your sample messages or your emails generated by AI and all that, you can send them all from here. That's a plan. And what this will be, it'll just show your outbox of all the emails you sent, organized by the groups to dates, and have data and all that. So right now it's just basics plain. We haven't added that feature yet, but that's something we plan on adding. So we could just ignore that for now. We have the content studio. So what this is a page where it just helps you just generate content. I mean, you could do it in ChatGPT, you could do it in Gemini, you could do it in Grok, you could do it anywhere. But since you're already in the platform, you're already working on stuff in here, why not just click down a button and stay within the same platform? That's the reason I put it here, is because I just want to get good at just staying in one platform and doing everything all at one time, which saves me a lot of time. I mean, believe it or not, going back in between platforms does get overwhelming sometimes, and it does take more time because you're going between tabs and you're clicking here and there. That adds extra minute every time you click somewhere else. So let's say you're selling a product, shea butter hand cream. Let's do educational, Instagram, generate a post. Straightforward, straight to the point. We're going to add more features to where there'll be more customization, but for right now it's just basic. So this is just a basic Instagram post. Nothing too crazy, nothing too bad, but you can copy it and just paste it into your auto poster or whatever you use, or copy it directly to Instagram. Again, we're back to the image generator. So we could do it for business. We could also do it for a post. Let's see if this works. Oh, see, so it did work. So I generated an image for that post. Spelling is not too bad. I mean, it is AI, right? And this is the kind of image you generate. The cool part is now with the way things are, you could take this image into Google's new image, and then you could remove this and add your product. Now that I think about it, I can actually add that feature to this. That's something I want to add. So another feature that's going to happen is when this generates, you're going to be able to replace this product with your own product, and your products are going to be saved inside your product, inside your business settings. So that's going to be another feature. You're going to be able to create basically lifestyle images and whatever you want based on a prompt. So that's another feature that's coming soon too. We're going to work on that. See why I keep adding features? I just get ideas randomly. I can't help but adding the new feature. I mean, it's not endless, but it does save time. So I definitely plan on adding that feature. Just imagine having your product right here and then the perfect background. Easy. Okay, so now we're going to go to the ad studio. What this is a section that helps you create ads for your business, social media ads, whether it's Facebook, Google, Instagram, TikTok, Amazon. Let's do Instagram, single image. Let's do benefit focus. Let's do medium. Let's do 2. Let's select one product. Let's do let's just do all. Let's do cheapsteaks. No, let's do cheap people. Let's see what that one. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I mean, we could add keywords. So this is another feature that I didn't tell you about. So as we go down, you'll see we have a keyword feature where we save keywords and input keywords. If we had keywords, you could pull it from here and add it to your post. So that way, just everything is based on your keywords, and it's just always good to kind of use the same language. So let's make the ad. All right, ad is done. 2 variations. I mean, the ad is nothing too special, nothing crazy, but it's just something just to kind of get the ball rolling, get some ideas, and easy to do. And this is going to improve too. We're going to add the complexity levels of the ad and let people kind of get real creative with it. But this is just a basic ad and just something just to see. So it's a caption, and it gives you creative. So you could take this prompt and then use it for something else. Okay, so now let's make a prompt ideal. So now it takes these things right here, generates a prompt ideal. Now we can make an image for the ad. You can choose the styles. We're going to add a lot more styles. We're going to add more moods, definitely. So now that's a sample image for your ad. I mean, yeah, it's not the best ad, but it's related and it makes sense. Even though it's not your product, but technically it doesn't look too bad. You can save it if you wanted to. Now we're going to generate an ad mockup. This was just for fun. It's kind of so you can see what your ad would look like, even though it's not going to be that image. It just kind of gives you just a layout, just a general overview. But I think another feature, now that I think about it, as I'm making this video, maybe I could take this picture and show it right here. So that way we have the exact ad picture show right here. That's a good idea. I'll be adding that feature too. So as you can see, it's just a sample ad with bad spelling, but it's just a mock-up preview what it will look like. Indulge, soothe, and then indulge, see, so it has a text right there. Basically pulls the first one. So this is your ad page where you can generate ads. You can save your ads, go to your ad history, go to your image history, all that. So this is your ad page. This is the AI video. We've seen this earlier where you could just basically add your business plus another business and then create a video based on both your businesses and creating the synergy. All right, so that's another feature. All right, we're almost there. Influencers. This is a page where you can add TikTok influencers, Instagram influencers, pretty much any influencer you want. And it's kind of just to help you keep track of who you want to reach out to, who you want to message, and kind of help you have a pipeline of influencers. So we could just add one now. We could say Dan category. We can ignore. Let's just put he has 5 followers, and then add influencer. Oh, so it wants that. Okay. So currently you have to add each one. We're going to change that feature, so doesn't really make sense. So we're going to fix that. Okay. So now the influencers added. We'll go back to influencers. There it goes. Shows the influencer, their followers, all that. Date added. Status. We can view it now. So this is the influencer, and then now we can see their followers, all that. The total followers. We can add more platforms, add their city. We could say contacted. So now that we know we contacted them, we could put mean. Okay. AI toolkit. Now this is where we could just generate a pitch. So this is another tool within the tool. So now we could generate a pitch for them. So professional. Bam, pitch done. And then maybe one day we might have a feature where we could just instantly connect to social media and send that to them directly. So we have different categories. We have benefit, excited, profit margin. I like profit margin because you can enter the price of your products, which is pretty cool. So let's do this one. Wholesale price is $12. Suggested retail price, let's say it's $20, because you set the wholesale price automatically when you go into your business settings. Regenerate. So now we're basically creating a pitch to tell them, hey, you could sell this for $20 and only cost you $12. See? So that's pretty cool. I mean, it takes all the thinking out of it. And now this is a pitch to the business owner. Right here, already done for you. Collab post. So basically, it's just if you were to create a collab post, you could just use this. And then you could paste this right here. See how they feel about you. See if they're feeling you. Yeah, easy, okay? So you might not use that. Who knows? Maybe you will. So now this is just for the influencer itself. You can add the total followers. Let's do this. Okay, so 10K followers. You can add a picture if you want. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the influencers. And then you can see it says contacted. And then we could change this to, you could remove some if you want. You could add some. We're going to change it to a grid view also, so you can have a list in a grid view. That's coming soon. You can sort it this way if you want. Just do all. If you had more, you could sort it by total followers, all that. And we're also going to have a feature to where you could click on the influencer and then check all of them and then create a task to reach out to all of them based on what you clicked on. That's another feature we're going to add. And I just thought of that feature as I'm making this video. So as you can see, what you see now is within about a month from now, you're going to see a lot more. So I would suggest you try it now just to kind of, while it's still improving and getting better. And that way you could kind of help, I guess, give advice or help input your own ideas of what works for you. Because I want to kind of, this is going to be a community build. I want everyone to have an input on this if they want to use it. But yeah, overall, it's going to be a lot more features. Website audit. So what this does, this audits your website. So let's say this pretty much does the same audit that Google does. I think it's Page Insights. It's not no different from that. But the reason that it's cool to have inside of this tool is because you could use it and then add keywords and well, not keywords, but you could basically just have a full picture of everything within one platform, if that makes sense. So let's paste our key in here. Analyze. I'm trying to think of some ideas on how this is useful, but I don't know why I added it. I think I just added it because it wasn't too hard to add, and I think it's a cool feature to have just to get a full picture of your business. If you're not using Page Insights daily, or even if you don't know about that, This is for people who just want to have everything in one place. And then now that I think about it, we could add this to reporting. This would be good for the chatbot. Just it's just good to give us an overall overall experience. So this is the website audit page. So Walmart.com on mobile, they got a 43, 9 seconds. Wow. Okay, Walmart. 96, 79, SEO. So you can see, if you know page insights, it's pretty much the same as that. It shows opportunities. It kind of helps send this to your developer, make your site faster. It's pretty good information though. It shows you what you passed. And then we also want to add Search Console, connect that to our keyword database. That's going to be a whole another feature. So we want our Search Console connected with our keywords to make sure we're tracking and going in the right direction. So also, it's slightly turning into an SEO tool also, but it's not, but it kind of is. But you see where I'm going with this. All right, one of the last pages. Now this page, I could say it's one of our most powerful pages, but then again, maybe not. Yeah, you tell me. So this one, okay. Now let's say you're just trying to calculate your profit margins. You want to know how much you're spending. You want to have an idea of what you're going to make for what you're selling. If I'm selling shea butter, I need to know how much you're going to make per jar. And it's very important to understand what you're making per jar, because that helps you plan your PPC, helps you plan your ads. It helps you plan everything. If you don't have a full picture of what you're spending, it's hard to make money and understand your profit margins. So understand these numbers is very crucial. Honestly, it's the first thing that should be done within your business plan, or you should have it in your business plan. So that is very important. What this tool does, it helps you do that, helps you calculate your supplier costs, and it does it all within one tool. I mean, if you didn't have this, you could use spreadsheets, you could use a different tool, you could use whatever you want. But this pretty much does it all for you. So let's type in the item name. So let's say we're selling shea butter. Let's type in raw shea butter on Amazon. Let's see. Okay, so I'm typing in raw shea butter from Amazon, and then what I'm going to do is paste. I can either paste or type it in directly. So let's do this. Let's do it the easy way. So I just copy this section that says one-time purchase, and then actually just copy it all. So we're going to copy this. All right, and then now we're going to copy the price. And now we're going to paste it in here. You could type it, but I'm being lazy. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it might have been faster to type it, but who knows? So this is good if you have physical products, even digital products. I feel like no matter what you're selling, you could pretty much somehow have a cost for it. There's always going to be a supplier cost for whatever you're selling. And you can always enter that here and just kind of calculate everything. So this is kind of taking a while. So let's see if let's give it another second. So while we're waiting for that, you could just kind of see there's a whole flow that goes with it. And this is the first thing you would do. This would be step one, is enter your supplier cost. Then you would enter your recipe, and then you would get your cost of goods sold. And this is another important feature. When you're making something, you need to understand how much it costs per jar or per item. So if I'm selling shea butter, I need to understand what each ingredient costs. So you see it pulled raw African shea butter. It pulled the price, $32.95. Amount received is 3 labels. It's 3 labels or 3 pounds. So actually we could just do it like that. 3 pounds. We could add it. Yeah, so that's shea butter. So let's add another product actually. Let's add some we're gonna add some oil. So in order to make shea butter, you need oil, and you whip together pretty much it's the whole process. Let's add and something else. Hit that. Hit the price again. So now this is the liquid to make the final product. So we added 1. Oh, that's pretty fast. Add item. So now you can see there's a purchase cost. Same thing. So this one's missing something. Let's see. Amount received, cost, $17.99, 32 ounces. Okay, something didn't go through. There we go. So now we have the cost per ounce, and this is the cost per pound. So now we have all that saved. So you could pretty much keep adding, and then eventually we're going to have it kind of siloed where it's just not a whole bunch of supplier costs. We kind of want to keep them separated. We want to work on that. All right. Now you introduce. So as you can see it kind of flow, everything is based on the product, because the product is one of your most important things in the business. Your product is your bread and butter, which is the reason you're even in business. So your product is stored in your settings, and I'll show you that last. But let's click on our product. Okay, let's add ingredients. Let's add that one. Okay, now let's say for 1 jar, I'm going to use how much shea butter? Let's say I'm going to use about 60 grams. Now you see I had the cost per gram right here. Let's do another one. So let's add the liquid now. We're going to say this is going to be 20 grams. Bam. So we have my cost that fast. It costs 49 cents to make 80 grams of this product, which is about 100 grams. 1 jar is 100 grams. So we had that calculated, done that fast per recipe. So if we had more ingredients, we would just keep adding them. But now we had that for just this one item right here. And then as you add more items, you kind of get the flow of it. Okay, so now I'm going to profit planner. So now what this does is this helps you calculate your potential profits based on what your cost of goods are. This is another thing you want to understand as a business owner. You need to understand how much money you're making per product. That's another key aspect of being a business owner. Starting off, you need to understand fully. If you don't have a team or you don't have an accountant that tells you all that stuff. So let's click on product. Let's say we're going to sell it for, I don't know, $19.99. We could calculate the fees. Let's say the platform fees. Amazon's anywhere from 12 to 15. For FBA, it's 15. Let's say it's expensive, 20. So our selling price is $19.99. It costs us 49 cents to make it. Platform fee is $4. Our net profit is $15.50. Net profit margin is 77.6%. Killer profit margins. That is great. And you have all that. Someone asks you, what's your net profit margin? I don't know. Go to the tool right here, type in your numbers, done. Under 5 minutes, have your margins completed. Save it right there. And the whole point of this is you can see the flow. Step 1, step 2, step 3. And each step is an important step, and it's something that basically that you need in the business. I mean, how else would you have this stuff calculated? In a Google Sheet? Would you have it in a Word doc? Because this is something that's forever changing, especially if you're changing your formula, you're still working on stuff, you want to get estimates. This is something that's useful for you. And then we're also going to have to say this as reports. We're going to add this to the reports. This is going to be one of our most powerful and useful features that's needed. This is a simple ad spend calculator. If you want to spend ads, it's just basic. This is something that's not it's not too complicated, but it's just something that we just kind of threw in there just for kind of testing purposes for now. But eventually this is going to get better. But let's say you want to spend $500 a month. Let's see. Total ad revenue, let's say 2,000. So this is your projected orders. Monthly ad spend 600. Say you bring in 2,000. Projected orders 100. Ad cost 30%. Total net profit from ads $951. And then the thing about this tool is it's great to have, but we need the A, B, and C. We have the end result, but we also need to add the middle part, and that's where a keyword page comes in, which is going to pull eventually and add to here. But for now, you could kind of just get an idea of your net profit, which is $951 in the green. Pretty good. Platform margins. This is where you could just have an idea for each product, what your margins are for each platform. So whether it's Amazon, let's say it's Etsy, and then let's say 15. Let's say this is more like 3. See how it has you still have your cogs, still have your net profit. We don't have any ad spend. We're not worried about that. So this is another cool feature, just to see per platform breakdown. Easy. So it's just another view, but it's pretty much in a condensed view with different platforms, just kind of getting an idea of what you can make, which is another cool feature. All right, keyword database. This page, I'm not completely done with it yet, but eventually it's going to be a pretty good tool. Basically what the plan is that you're going to be able to add your keyword vault. Is going to contain all your keywords from viral launch, jungle scout, helium 10, and it's going to be able to pull all that data and basically help you pick keywords to add to a campaign to plan. So basically this is another feature in the tool. It's a tool to where you can almost plan your whole campaign and have numbers and have your budget already decided. And honestly, the cost for that, just to pay someone alone, easily could cost you $500 a month just for that. If you could do that in this tool and get accurate data and do your own pay-per-click campaign, which is not easy, but if you could do it just by using this tool, that's a win right there, because that's the whole reason I created it. And I feel like when stuff is created out of need, that's the best stuff sometimes. So we could just add it manually. Let's say we could add beef tallow. Let's see. So we could use this keyword for different things within our projects. We could add it to our campaign. We'll even create it. So we'll create a campaign and then come back to that. Let's try a bulk import real quick.